And now, of course, the much awaited. Why did we all gather today? I mean, that's the most awaited talk today. We request Mr. Vivek, our chief coach, to please come over and address us. Thank you.
Well said, Praveen. You said a lot of things today, even better than I can. Actually, now all they have become so good speakers that I sometimes listen to them and think I should stop talking. I don't write a lot of things I talk, so I just talk from my heart, how I feel that day I talk. Some days I feel good, I talk a lot. Some days my heart talks. I have no speech writer, I write, I never write. So when I was coming to Colombo, I didn't know what I will find. My heart was sad in many ways. For a country where I have come for now, nearly 20 years, gone through a lot of difficult and good times. So generally wherever I work or I fall in love with the country I work, at least with the people who work with us. Because sometimes people say work is only work, you do work for making money, so who cares? You don't care. If it doesn't work, you close it down. If it doesn't work, you cut it. You can do all kinds of things, reduce cost. But for me, I've never looked at business like this in my life, because I was not born into business. I just got lucky. I was born into people. So I work with people. I fall in love with what I was doing in the factory, and they all became my friends. I partied with them, worked with them. They taught me about life, because when I used to work in the factory, it was, machines working, capsules not coming out. I used to get very upset. They say, what can you do tonight? Go and have a beer and then come and work tomorrow morning again. Let's try again tomorrow morning. Even though I'm a Hindu, I was born in India, but we forgot Hinduism. The Buddhists were much better. They said, what can you do tonight? Can you do anything tonight? Nothing, right? So why think too much? So Thailand has this phrase, Mepin Rai, don't think too much. Go back and come tomorrow and try again. So I learned. You learn from people who around you. They taught you. From the smallest person who worked on the machine, people who cleaned our capsules, and we build slowly, businesses in so many different countries. You may think I did it, but honestly, I didn't do anything at all. I just was fortunate to have good people who joined me in the journey. And in this journey, they created magic. So that's why I was telling you when I was thinking of coming here, there was a feeling of sadness in my heart. And how are things, when you hear, you feel sad. And unfortunately this last 3 years were bad. We know it was not good. COVID, and you were locked in, and we were all locked in. And so we couldn't travel, we were home. But our factory was running. We were running most of the year. We hardly stopped. Except for a few weeks when teams have COVID, you close the quality control department or something. But it worked. Everywhere we were working. Most countries, Burma we were working, Vietnam we were working. So business was going on. And luckily we had a lot of products like NatC and NatD and Zincomin, which a lot of people wanted during COVID times. And we had good brands also. People liked our brand. So our brands were very well known and people bought more. So our business was good in 2020-21. Maybe one of the best years of our life. We never made so much money. Maybe because we didn't spend too much money also. We didn't travel, we didn't have to advertise. So we had some of the best years. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of loss of life. Not many people died. Other than Myanmar, in Burma, we lost a few people who were very close to us, I knew personally also. We lost. But most other countries we had no life loss. In India, we lost some of our colleagues lost their parents. But generally, I think Mega was in good shape. We were in good, healthy shape compared to many other businesses. So we were lucky, very lucky, till Ukraine war happened, and then a lot of other things started to happen. And then Myanmar coup happened. The Myanmar army decided to put Aung Suu Kyi in jail. So now she is in jail, and the army took over the country. So Myanmar coup happened, then Ukraine war happened. We have an office in Ukraine. I know if you don't know, you probably know. We have about 150 people who work with us in Ukraine. Now there are probably about 100. A lot of them have moved their families out to Poland, but they still work. We still work. And Myanmar happened, and then Sri Lanka happened. So I mean, from a human perspective, I think we had one of the toughest year last year. Not a great year. This last 6 months has not been the best year for our people who we love and care about, because they are very important to Mega, and that's what saddens me the most. And I'm not excited by how much more money we make, but I'm saddened by the potential of what we can do. I think living in an environment when things are good, your mind is very positive. You think of so many new things to do. So yes, there is a sadness in my heart. But there's also a belief, and there's also a very strong belief that things will not remain the way they are. They cannot be always bad. Tough people, not necessarily, you don't have to be very tough, but I think you need to believe, and you need to live through these difficult times. I'm sure you have seen many more difficult times in your life. And I think all of us probably have in our own different ways. I lost my father last 2 months ago, so a month or so ago. So he also, when he started his life, he was also studying on the street under a street lamp, and he became an engineer by coming whatever first in his in the province where he was, and then used to teach to earn money, and then he became an engineer. We got lucky because he used to earn more money, so we were looked after well. So I think every life has its own difficult times, and so what I think is this shall pass. It should pass. It will be hard. It will be tough for all of you here, but it shall pass. And for it to pass, we all have to work together. We all need to work. As Praveen just now said, the award is not for you alone. The award is an outcome of a lot of people who work together to make that happen. Yeah, you are very good at what you do, but nobody is good alone in this world. The world was not made by one man, one woman. The world was made by a lot of men and women who believed in doing something right, something good. So similarly, I think if all of us put our hearts and heads together and make the effort, I'm sure we'll come out of this. All I can promise you is that as Mega, as a company, we are committed to stay here. We are committed to try everything we can and make sure that we live through these difficult times. And all of you are taken care of. As a corporate, as a company, we are going to do everything possible in our hands. But waiting for the company to do anything is only one part. I think there's a lot we can do ourselves as well. When I started the company, we had only 10 people, 2 machines, and we were losing money. So One way was to go to my father, grandfather, somebody I knew and borrow money, but the other was to find a way to survive. So we used to find ways, borrow, go to our customers in Thailand who are in the Chinatown and tell them, we'll deliver you product, give me cash. Or we'll deliver next advance payments. So we could pay salaries to our people. So those were also times, difficult times, no money in your pocket, and you find money. You find money from borrowing from your customer who will buy your product next month. We got money first, sold later. So you have to survive, and survival means that you have to find ways also, right? If you always say, I depend on somebody who's a bank who will send me, God will send me money, God sends you courage. God gives us all a chance to think. Every God is with you and with everybody else, not only you, with everybody else. So I think we all have to get together and make an effort, right? If as a team we think together, we find ways together. I'm not only confident, I'm 100% confident that we'll get out of this very well and come out of this smiling and stronger. So that's all I want to tell you, that we are here. Only reason I wanted to come to see you all was to see you how you are, to see if you are all well and happy, and in these times you are all surviving in spite of difficult days, but at the same time you see that there is a good future ahead. It's not the end. When I feel very depressed, you know what I do? I generally go to Africa. Because when I live in Bangkok, you feel, oh my God, things are so bad. Now this is not happening, this is closed, this is not working. But when I go to Africa, to Nigeria, to Ethiopia, and I see how people survive, my God. And not only survive, they're still smiling. They're still dancing, playing the bongo, and everybody's got a beat in their move. And they're all, and they have literally nothing. But they have belief that things will get better. So they have this song in their hearts. And when I go there, it makes me feel, oh man, we are so lucky. So I just went to Africa last month, to Nigeria, to Kenya, to Tanzania, to Uganda. They have dictators, they have shooting, they have all kinds of problems. I can't tell you how many. But they still smile, they still sing. And they still believe that the world will get better. So I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but I'm only asking you that you can live your life worrying and crying, or you can live your life smiling and trying. Right? There are some ways we can cry and worry, or we can smile and try. All we can do is try. Right? And I think we are there with you to give it a good try. And we are trying in many countries. In Ethiopia we have a team, and same problem, we can't import products. Sometimes it comes, sometimes you don't get LCs, and my God. But we are doing a lot of work. So, all of you have to believe. So that's why I'm here, to tell you that we are with you. Other than that, yeah, is Mega doing well? Yes, we have a few countries where we do very well. We are in Thailand for the last 35. I started in 86, so we are there for about 35, 36 years. So I'm 36 years old, plus another 24, so I'm 61 years old. My first and only job. I won't work anywhere anymore. So we build a business, and Thailand is definitely one of our great markets where we have great brands. Mega We Care brand in every pharmacy. Then we went to Vietnam and Myanmar and Burma. They are also very big markets for Mega, fairly large. So they're doing quite well. They're doing well, and we are trying to build Indonesia. We opened a factory. We bought a factory in Indonesia, and to manufacture pure pharmaceuticals, drugs, oncology drugs, and different kind of drugs. So that's another country we are investing in to build and grow in Indonesia. The rest, you know, we are in Philippines, we are in Cambodia also for a long time, since about 1996. Malaysia, we also bought a brand a couple of years ago, I think, I can't remember, 5 years ago, BioLife, so now it's called Mega BioLife. So we also are sizable. I think we are number 2, number 3 in Malaysia with a branded business. So reasonably good, some of these markets. And the rest, we are all working. Colombo and Sri Lanka was a great market for us. I mean, the kind of work all of you have done, and I totally agree with Praveen that you have to be proud of yourself, what we achieved in the last 3-4 years, because we don't do any pure pharmaceuticals, we only do over-the-counter health supplements, vitamins and things like that, and we have a nice Mega We Care reputation in the country, and we have a good branded business with the medical community, with the pharmacist and the consumer. So it's a very strong entity that you have all helped to build. And could only get better, but unfortunately things are not in your hands. It's something that is you can do nothing about. But what you can do is still build and keep the brand. That's what you can do, and hope that the day when it changes, we will have the opportunity to do more. So Sri Lanka still has an opportunity, though our other friends, and you have other friends in different countries who are doing well, right? So we are hoping to see things change here. And you have a good leader in Praveen, who's always been energetic. I've known him for 18, 19 years, I think. 20 years? Yeah, Praveen used to be running around everywhere. Every doctor used to take me to the Ministry of Health, meet the Ministry of Health, meet here, there, my God. And he's still running, hasn't changed very much. He's still a young man running around. So it's very good. You have a good leader, you have a good team. And what else do you need? You have good products. So hopefully, if things get better, we'll all see better days, right? I pray. I'm sure all of you pray. So hopefully God will listen to us. But I pray for the world to become peaceful, to become a happier place, to stop the war. There's so much love to be shared, why fight? So people love to fight, and I don't love to fight anymore so much. It just takes away so much good energy out of your life in doing all the wrong things. And I also don't like to do wrong things very much anymore. I keep telling all of you, when you hear what we write here, I don't want to lie to the consumer. I don't want to tell them wrong things about the product. I don't want to sell them something that they don't need. Because there's still a lot of good things you can do, and you do it with honesty. I think you can sleep well at night. And I have a problem, I don't sleep in the day, I only sleep in the night. So if I don't do good things, I can't sleep. So I want to sleep every night. And I sleep very well, 6-7 hours, I don't wake up, I sleep. So if you can build a good business which is honest, true to your own people, true to your consumer, true to your doctor, true to your pharmacist, then I think it's a lot more fun, right? It's a lot more fun. That you don't have to lie to sell something. You don't have to lie to make money. Can you make money without having to cheat, without having to lie? I think you can. Over the last 35 years we have tried. We pay taxes, we make a very good product. When we tell you it's got 100 milligrams, it's always got 100 milligrams. We don't put 80. If the shelf life is only 2 years, we don't say 3. What we sell in Thailand or Africa is the same quality. We don't have 2 qualities, Indian quality, Thailand quality, Sri Lankan quality. We have one product that is sold everywhere, which I can eat, my mother can eat, my children can eat. So I love what I produce and I believe it has to be the best. So we use the right ingredients. And we also tell the consumer that this is good for this, but it is not good for this. There's no magic that you'll have wonderful skin by eating 5 glow capsules, but if you also look after your health and you supplement your diet with glow, you will have beautiful skin. So by being honest, I think maybe the consumers stay with you, maybe the doctors love you, maybe the pharmacists recommend your product. And they do it for a long time, not only for that month when you have a promotion. So as all of you are salesmen, and I think salesman's job is to sell more, otherwise your target is not going to be achieved, and next year you will not have the best salesman award. But a best salesman award can also be achieved by having doctors who actually love you, who actually believe in you, and they do this because they think you make a good product, right? And I think there are ways to do that. And when you look around yourself, one is a quick way and one is a little longer way. This is a little bit harder way, it takes a little longer. But getting there, the journey is more fun and more memorable. And also lets you sleep very well. Because every night you don't have to worry what I told my boss and what I told my supervisor and what actually happened is not true. So you say only one thing and it's all the same. So for me, I found life. I found that this is probably the best way to live life. And we are trying to build a company wherever we are, an honest company, wherever we are, whichever country we are. Doesn't matter, it's Africa, doesn't matter, it's Vietnam, doesn't matter, it's Thailand, it's the same. So when my Praveen just said trust, yeah, we trust you. We don't start with 90% trust and then increase it to 100, we trust you. So, but if you don't do it right, then we don't trust you. There's no 50% trust and 50% not trust. It's only 100% or 0. So we trust you. We try every day to report the number, because you can only eat it for 1 or 3 days. After that, you'll be bored because we all want tasty food. I'm also born in India, and we eat a lot of salty, spicy food. And I've been living in Thailand for 35 years. And Thai food is phenomenal, garlic, ginger, lemongrass, and we have about, I think, 365 days a year, 3 times a day. If you eat a food, you can eat different food every day in Thailand. They have so much variety of food. So how do you eat healthy but eat a lot of tasty food? So I made changes to my lifestyle slowly after 1-2 years, and my LDL was 200 or something like that. So my LDL dropped to 130 by food. I used to be also I was not always overweight, but I was probably 84, 85, 83, 84. I became 73 kilos, 74 kilos. And I ate a lot. If I tell you how much I eat, you'll be shocked. I don't think anyone of you eat like me. I start my food in the morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30. I eat papaya, I eat banana, then I have tea, I have a piece of bread. That's the first thing I do at 6:30 in the morning. Then about 9 o'clock, I have breakfast at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, I'll have another bread with potato inside, or I'll have oatmeal, about 1 big bowl. I'll have berries and fruit. I'll have a glass of juice with celery and beetroot and a lot of things inside. So a big glass of juice and a lot of food. Then at 12:31, I'll have lunch, which is also made at Prana. My sons run a food delivery business, which is healthy. So I order at least 2 big dishes. I eat food again. Then again 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the night, I have a big meal of 3-4 vegetables and curry and dal and maybe, but all this food has three things in common. No dairy, no meat, for me no meat, and no oil. It's not cooked in oil. And sometimes we think, how do you cook without oil? You can, in water, a lot of things you can do. And you can still make it spicy and tasty. And I've been doing this for 7, 8 years now. And honestly, my weight fluctuates about a kilo, plus minus, 73, 74. If I drink too much and party too much, my weight goes up. If I'm traveling too much, by a kilo. When I get back, it goes back to... but I also exercise. I walk, I run, I bike, I do a lot of things. I'm 61. I probably sometimes bike 30 kilometers a day. 30, on hills and up and down. And I feel good, very good, light, healthy. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a way in life that you can only wait for disease to come and take medicine. That's also one way. But you can also make changes to your lifestyle. And there's sufficient enough proof. But not all of us can do what I'm doing. It's not easy. It's very difficult. I know it's very, very difficult. Only some mad people like me can do it. My wife told me, sorry, I can't cook for you. Thank you. Go find a new wife. But then she didn't let me find a new wife. She started to cook for me. And my maid also, she also started to cook. So they tried to cook same food, same dal, same thing, but remove the oil, and they tried, and it worked. So I got lucky. They helped me, so I could eat. But most of us cannot, because you go to work, you say, how will I find food? But I think there's a way. People ask me, you travel, what do you do? I mean, I eat bread, I eat idli, I eat dal. I tell people to take away, don't put this in my food. I make sandwiches, I get 2 pieces of bread, put a lot of tomato and put a lot of onion and a lot of cucumber and put chutney and green chutney and put salt and all this other stuff and eat. So, I mean, I don't mind. I can manage. So there are ways if you want to find ways, I'm sure. But the most important thing, I think, is to remove a lot of things out of your diet. And that is packed food, sodas, all the things that contain refined foods from your diet. Packed and refined. Start eating home-cooked, cooked food that's cooked, brown rice, high fiber food. Like today you saw sweet potato, cassava, all these things. They have very high fiber and have a lot of healthy ingredients in there, banana, papaya, whatever you grow locally. And beans and dals and whatever else you can eat. And just take out the rubbish, they say, out of your diet and eat the good things. And if you like meat, eat fish, eat chicken, whatever you like. But just reduce the quantities in a week. Just eat less and increase this, and you'll find your weight will come down. Somebody will ask me, how can I lose weight? You can lose weight. It's very easy, guaranteed. It's a guarantee that you will lose weight if you eat like that. And it's also science. In 1 spoon of oil, mathematics, you can do Google and ask, how many grams of fat in oil? Every oil has 8%, 9% fat. In a tablespoon of oil is 120 calories. In 700 grams of potato is 100 calories. So you have to eat 700 grams to get that many calories. So they are low-calorie foods, but high in nutrition. So the volume, you have to eat a lot. That means you are full. Meats have high cholesterol, high calorie, and you eat little and you get a lot of calorie. God has made our body that we need about 1200 calories to run our system. Machine inside, the brain, the stomach, all the work that goes on. Kidney, this is a machine inside. It needs about only 1200 calories. If you exercise and walk around, maybe you need another 300, 400, 500 calories a day. If you're walking 10,000 steps, maybe 400, 500, 600. So 1800, 2000 calories you burn. But if you eat 2-5, every day you get extra 500 calories. what happens? It gets stored. So every day 500, multiply by 365 days, keep adding, 10 years. So you will have extra calories stored somewhere. Can't be helped. Your calorie balance is not right. You eat more than what you burn. So that's one. And the second thing is you eat less and less fiber because you eat refined foods. Well, as people get rich, very hard to find fat people in poor countries. Do you? When I went to Thailand in somewhere in 1977, and we used to look around, and it was so difficult to find somebody with a tummy, man. Everybody was so slim and fit. Because there was no McDonald's, there was no Kentucky Fried Chicken, there was no Pizza Hut. None of them. I think when I went, and 1 or 2 years later, only one shop or two opened. But now, everywhere there is Pizza Hut, there's Burger King, there's McDonald's, there's Coca-Cola, there's Pepsi, there is, you name it. And 7-Elevens and fast food. So now Thais also have a little bit nice tummy, a little bit tummy, they're fatter. But that's not the case before. So being fat is also a rich man's disease, not a poor man's disease. Poor man get low calories. And there's a lot of proof to it. When the World War happened, they looked at Holland and they looked at people who, before World War, during World War, when there was food shortages, everybody lost weight, everybody became healthier, their cholesterol levels dropped because they had little food. So I don't think people die of hunger, they die of too much food. In today's world, the disease is called non-communicable disease, right? It's not except COVID or jaundice or HIV or hepatitis. Most of the big business is what? Diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure. What are the biggest diseases in the world? All to do with what? Kidney, liver. It's to do with what you eat. Okay, you have a genetic problem. We all have some genetic problem. I'm not saying that me and you are genetically the same. 15-20% genetics, can't help. Sometimes we are designed, our body is designed to be bigger and fatter, it's okay. But a lot of it is also to do with, 80% is to do with us. So I think, this is my view, and I think my view and what I understand, there's also a possibility that as a company, when we work together, we also have a goal to not only sell more product, but also to help people to become healthier. So if we can encourage, we can bring in knowledge about lifestyle changes and dietary changes, and people can improve, maybe what will happen? Okay, one is, there's a lot of issues on climate change. You can watch the movie Eating Yourself to Extinction, which Praveen can share with you. It's a documentary just came out. You can watch it if you like. I'll forward it. Probably you got it in the chat. Maybe you never saw it, but it's there. It's very, very, very fun to watch. There was one other mail called Game Changer. You can watch them. They give you a good picture of what's happening around the world. But yeah, there is a climate issue. Then there are people who, and there are a lot of reasons. 7 billion people eat 70 billion animals. So you need water, you need corn, you need animal feed. More land is used to grow corn and animal feed than it is used for human feed. So there's a water shortage, all these things are there, but okay, that's one problem. And because of, you may think the cars create the most pollution, but animals, cows fart, they create methane. Methane is more deadlier than CO2. So the highest amount of pollutant in the world, about 30%, is animal methane, among other things also. So pollution, climate change, water shortages, that's one part. And then there are people who don't like to kill animals, they love animals. But I'm not from that side very much, I'm more concerned about health. And then you have health issues, so where governments need to put a lot of budget. I mean, you look at America's GDP, I think about 27% of the GDP is spent on health care. And growing cancers, colon cancers, so many other breast cancers, and there is a lot of evidence on women breast cancer associated with dairy use, because there was some, you inject cows with a hormone called BCG, and what you get in milk is also contains hormones, so a lot of breast cancer grew. Generally, they say Japanese women and other women have much low incidence of breast cancer because they largely consume soya milk. The profitability, truthfully, we don't have two books, one for me, one for you. We have only one finance books, not two books. We make sure that we respect you, doesn't matter what religion, what shape, what size, what sex you come from. And nowadays it's even worse because we have LGBTQ and we have all kinds of people in the company. So everybody has an equal right to choose what sex they choose, what religion they choose. We don't act God. We are not. We are only human beings. So we respect people for who they are. And we also make sure that there is freedom. Freedom at what you do. But freedom is not a very easy word. Freedom has a lot of problems. It's actually not free. Freedom comes with a lot of responsibilities, because with freedom comes that you are responsible for everything that you do. When you're not free, you can say the boss is responsible. So working for a less free company is better, because then you can say, I'm okay if the boss is wrong, right? But when you work for a free company, then you are responsible for everything that you do. So freedom is a very responsible thing to do in life. To be free means to be responsible. To think about what you are doing is right. Is it good for you or is it good for everybody? A lot of times we become free and we think what's good for me, but it has to be good for the company. It has to be good for you and for the company. So freedom is a very good word, and we let you go. We don't bother you very much. I don't call Praveen every day, and I don't call him every week for sales numbers. I don't bother very much. But we expect him to do the right things. So he's free. But I think he's very responsible as well. So likewise, all of you are free in your own areas to do what you love to do. And while you are doing all this, I think it's also very important that in this new world that you are living, the world is changing very quickly, and every time we look around, the way consumers behave, the way they buy products, the way you educate consumers or doctors, the world is changing. People say no, telemedicine won't come, but it is coming, because there's a lot of places far away where patients cannot come to cities. Where tele-consultation works very well. It's growing, but people still go to the doctor. They still have to go to the hospital sometimes for surgeries, for other things. But there's definitely a growth in teleconsultancy. There's definitely a growth in medicine delivery at home. 'Cause many times you don't get the drug everywhere, so it gets delivered to you at home very quickly. There's also definitely a growth in home testing. People come to your home, take samples, and your test results are delivered to you on your phone or on your handhelds. And your doctor can see it, and the doctor can then adjust your medicine. There's also a lot of technology that you wear on your body, and now with Apple and all these things, they're doing so much work that you can monitor glucose, you can monitor blood pressure, and that data is available to your doctor on a regular basis to correct your medication. So when you are selling products, you also have to start thinking that what more can you bring to make the life of your most important customer, your doctor. Because all of you see them every day, right? You sit in front of them, you see their chambers, you see their customers. And the journey the customer has, coming from home to the hospital, then getting yourself checked, then going to the pharmacy, buying the drug. It's a lot of Takes a lot of time. When you have cold and cough, you spend 5 hours to go to the clinic and then get yourself a paracetamol and diclofenac or dextromethorphan or something that is you can buy in the pharmacy. So many countries are changing this view. They are also allowing pharmacies to prescribe based on a model for minor ailments. In America, one company started something called Minute Clinic. You can go to the mall and there's a small clinic. There's a doctor who sits there. So within 5 minutes, you can get consultation for very small problems, cold, cough, etc., etc. Not for heart disease, but for cold, cough, etc. In Africa, people they have to walk 20 kilometers to go to a clinic. So now on a handheld, they can do consultation. And there's a very beautiful work somebody has done. Even pregnant women, a doctor can listen to the heartbeat and then tell them not to come. You don't have to walk to come to see me, and then prescribe or give them whatever drugs online, and the drugs can be delivered through the delivery service by motorbikes or whatever else. So the patient doesn't have to travel 20 kilometers to come and get themselves checked up. So this kind of disruptions you find in a lot of places is happening. India, a lot of work is happening in this area. So while you're selling medicines and you're going to see your doctor, you also, all of you should notice the pain point. We call it the pain point. There are painful points. When the patient goes to a doctor, what is the pain point they have? And what are the pain points a doctor has while the patient is waiting and checking? Maybe the doctor doesn't know the last drug. Maybe he doesn't remember, doesn't have the lab reports from the last reports and the new ones. So now there are many ways you can record data, old, new, last results, previous results, and they can see the change. Has it improved? Has it got worse? So then they can accordingly manage the drugs. So in many areas we can participate, because our job is what? Why are we here? To sell more drugs, more drugs, more drugs. So that means every morning when I wake up, what's my first prayer? I pray that more people fall sick. Then I can sell more, right? No? Or I pray for people get healthier, so we help people to stay healthy. That's also what we are trying to do. So you are actually trying to make an ecosystem where you can help people to make changes in their lives. Helping the doctor so they can manage the patient better, helping the patient so they can manage their disease better, helping the pharmacist so they can recommend the right products to the patient so they don't have to go to the doctor sometimes. And that all improves the whole outcome. What's the outcome? The patient is healthier. And isn't that the business we are in? We are in the business of helping people to fall sick, or we are in the business of helping people become healthier. So you try on all ends to help the doctor and the patient and make their journeys much better. So as you realize, as you work in wherever you're working, since you have such good relationships, you work in outlets, you're all very good at what you do, you can do a lot more in that area if you think a little bit differently. If you think as a patient, not as a seller, and you think about pain points and not about just more sales, you'll probably get a lot of ideas of what you can do, for which I'm sure your doctor, your patient, your pharmacist will love you for it. So that's how you create a good brand, isn't it? So we are trying in many, many markets now. So Mega also has started a company called Health at Home. We are building an app called We Care app. We are doing a lot of digital work. In diabetic camps, we are running Diabetic We Care app platform where patients can keep their blood sugar levels, HbA1c data, see their doctor, have a advisory service, etc., etc. So we're doing some interesting things. We're looking at doing a lot of interesting things with the patient and with the doctor and with the pharmacist. And going beyond that, also helping people to change lifestyle. So Praveen just mentioned a while ago that I've made changes in my life. And I've done it also because I also read. When I started, I was doing supplements, so herbs and supplements, and I thought the best way to remain healthy is to eat more supplements, and you can be healthy. There's magic. Take a pill and you'll be healthy. But then I realized, took me a long time, 20 years, to realize that's not true. I can only supplement if I have shortages, if I don't do the right thing, but I need to do a lot more. And I thought I was very healthy, because I used to smoke also before, about 13 years ago, till 2012, which I stopped in 2012. But about 2013, I realized that my heart, in spite of being a sportsman and playing basketball, hockey, football, volleyball, squash, I was still not very healthy. So I have heart disease. But I never liked medicine somehow. I'm in the medicine business, but I don't like doctors very much. I don't like hospitals very much. I don't want to be in the hospital. I think a lot of us don't want to be in the hospital. Even though you sell medicine, I'm sure none of you want to be in a hospital bed. Do you? I doubt. If I ask you personally, all of you that know, if God gave me one wish, I don't want to be caught in the hospital bed. Right? Yeah, same like me. I also didn't want to be. I didn't want to take medicines. I don't want to see a doctor. I don't want to have. But what do you do if you have high cholesterol, if you have high LDL, if your arteries are blocked? What do you do? You have to go and put a stent. But I was fortunately a year ago I was reading, and I saw a lot of research work going on how one can also make lifestyle changes to improve your health conditions. And there was good clinical work going on in this, clinical work, I mean real clinical studies, double-blind, randomized controlled trials. There are some doctors who are working on prostate cancer with a plant-based diet, and see people can reverse the disease they have. There's another doctor in Cleveland Clinic called Dr. Esselstyn. He was looking at patients, about 24, 30 patients with heart disease, and then they did PET scans on their arteries, and they had blockages, and with follow-up in 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, with lifestyle changes. People adhered to lifestyle changes, meaning they gave up meat, they gave up dairy, and they reduced or completely reduced oil out of their diets. No cooking, no frying oils, no fried stuffs. And also no nuts also. Nuts are highly oily, and they looked after them for a long time. So you say, what do you eat? You eat only raw vegetables, not cooked like today. No. No. You don't do that. That's not. The East Asian side, we didn't have milk. No milk. Now there's a lot, but before there was none. So the disease burden on the governments go up. So government needs a lot of money. They have to tax you. There's no other way. You have to get money from you. You need money. If the government don't pay, you have to find a lot of money to pay the hospital bills. I don't know about Sri Lanka, but Thailand is very expensive. The private hospitals are bloody expensive. So it's not cheap anymore to get treatment, right? Families have trouble. If I'm not well, my son has to take me around in a wheelchair, and he'll be very unhappy. My father is, I can't go out and party. I have to look after my dad. So it becomes difficult for the family as well, and for you as well. I mean, I think I want to die walking and not sitting in a wheelchair. So there are a lot of reasons to actually try and look after your health. When you're young, when I was your age, I also didn't give a shit. I didn't bother. I thought, I'll never fall sick. There's no way. I'm the most healthiest person in the world. That's what we all think when we are young, right? But that's good, because when you're young, you have you only think about today. You don't think about tomorrow. And there's nothing wrong with it. I was exactly like this. I never thought about tomorrow. I still don't think too much about tomorrow, but I think by making some good choices in your life, you can improve your health. Or you can make a difference to your health. Not that I want to live to 200. No, I don't want to live to 200. I just want to die healthy, on my own feet. So when I wrote that thing, I said staying healthy as long as you live, not staying healthy for long, but staying healthy as long as you live. Whether it's 70 or 80, I'm at least till I'm alive, I'm healthy. And I think we can try, at least we can try. So that's the only idea behind all this, to add to what you are doing as a pharma, as a health company, as a wellness company, to bring good knowledge, good information to people, for the consumer, for the pharmacists, for the doctors, and to make a real impact on human health, right? So that's what we are trying, and I hope all of you also try yourself, because good health begins at home. So that's why we have a program called Good Health by Yourself. So we run it around for our employees, we do medical checkups, we help them, we guide them, and they begin themselves to make a difference on themselves. If they feel good, they can also educate other people, right? The proof lies in the pudding. It lies in you, it doesn't lie outside, so you have to give it a try. So that's the whole idea. So I think today Praveen arranged food. I don't know, I didn't tell him, but he arranged food for you. Maybe he wanted you to not eat. Or he didn't tell you eat before you come. So I'm sorry about it, but it's all my fault. But I even didn't know about it, but too bad. You have an option. In the evening you can eat double. Or keep trying and eating some good food every day. Add it to your diet and change and see how it works. So that's up to you. So that's the part of journey that Mega and me and all of us are working on and trying in the countries where we are. And that's about it, so from my side. And I wish all of you a wonderful journey. I hope, and I hope, sincerely hope from my heart, that things improve. But I know it won't. There's no magic in improvement. So I also know that it won't happen tomorrow. It'll take its own time, slowly. But it's moving in the right direction. The good thing is you're still a democracy. The good thing is IMF will probably come and help. And the good thing is you can't only wait for them to help. We have to help ourselves as well. So I'm sure enterprising Sri Lankans will work something out. More tourists will come in and more tea will go out. And you have a beautiful island and a greatly hospitable country where there's beautiful hotels. I've seen some of it myself. About 10, 15 years ago, I came with my small children also. I've been to where Bogantalawa, in the tea area, tea estates. I stayed there once. So beautiful, unbelievable. So we have very good memories. So I think in terms of tourism, in terms of hospitality, there's phenomenal potential. Now let's see, hopefully the world will open up, more people will travel, and I'm hoping COVID will go away. BA5 is the last strain that is bad, and we have not seen the next one. BA5.5 has not come, so that's good. 2 came, 2.75 came, BA5 came, and BA5 is quite widespread, and I was seeing, today morning I was seeing a data on it that it's coming down, it's on its way down. The number of people infected in UK and US, people in hospitals are coming down, people dying from it are coming down. So that's good signs, good signs. So hopefully COVID less, more travel, and people getting used to Ukraine war. Hopefully things will get better probably when 23, 24. So you have a year or two of tough times, but don't worry. It'll pass. 3 years passed with COVID, 2 more years with some more problems. I'm sure we'll get out of it, right? Nobody wanted it, but it happened, so it's not in our hands, but we can all do our best. I'm hoping and praying that things will get better. So thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, wonderful ladies. Thanks you, all of you, for being here. I hear all of you came a lot far away from driving a long distance, 3-4 hours, to come and join this afternoon. So my appreciation for your effort. And thank you for coming, and thank you for listening for a long time quietly. I know a lot of it you must have heard before. But good, you've been concentrating and listening to me, and so thank you so much for that as well. Praveen gave you that Hindi poem. I don't know how much Hindi you understand. You understood what he said? Nothing, right? See, and I thought so. But there's an English version of it. There's an English translation of it also. Not English translation, English explanation of it. There is. Yeah, no, there is a, when I sent to you, there was an English. Yeah, it says, from the movie Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. It's a film, very interesting, two friends, that you will not get life again. Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, that means you will not get life again, You live once, you won't live again and again. So you imagine I'll be reborn. Yeah, we'll be reborn, but the idea is, दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो. If you are moving it with eagerness in your heart, if you are moving with eagerness in your heart, दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो, तो जिंदा हो तुम, तो जिंदा हो तुम, तो जिंदा हो तुम. Then you are alive, then you are alive, then you are alive. If you are moving with eagerness in your heart, then you are alive, then you are alive. नज़र में ख्वाबों की बेचैनियाँ लेके चल रहे हो तुम. If you are moving with the sparks of dreams in your eyes, if you are moving with sparks of dreams in your eyes, then you are alive. हवा के झोंकों से जैसा आज़ाद रहना सीखो. Learn to be free like the gusts of wind. तुम एक दरिया के जैसे लहरों में बहना सीखो. Learn to flow like a river. हर एक लम्हे से तुम मिलो. Meet with every moment. खोलो अपनी बाहें. Open up your arms. हर एक पल एक नया समा. Every moment is a new atmosphere, a new day. देखिए ये निगाहें, your eyes should see, जो अपनी आँखों में हैरानियाँ लेके चल रहे हो. If you are moving with surprises in your eyes, if you are moving with surprises in your eyes, तो जिंदा हो तुम, then you are alive. दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियाँ लेके चल रहे हो. If you are moving with eagerness in your heart, तो तुम जिंदा हो, then you are alive. So it's about being alive, and lying is always not about. It's the magic you live in your eyes. You like. There is so much wonder around you. I think a lot of us get very old when we stop dreaming, when we stop imagining, when we don't see beauty around us. Because we have closed everything, and life's so dull. Come to work, go home, come to work, go home. And we only see all the rubbish around us, right? But if your heart is alive, there's magic around you, and it's also here in your head and heart, right? You have to have a song in your life. It doesn't matter. Some people who are rich also have no song. They also are very poor because they are poor in their heart. You're stuck with where you are. I think for that you need to have that life inside you and that dream. And that dream doesn't have to be about getting rich, how much more money I have, how many more cars I have, how many more houses I have. The dream has to be about something you really enjoy, something you love to do, something you find wonderful in your life. And when people have asked me many times in my interviews, they say, Mr. Vivek, you must have planned to come where you are. You must have, worked, done this, done that. You have, and I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I had a plan at all. Actually, I had no idea. No idea that I'll be here today. I had no idea I'll be the CEO. I had no idea Mega will be a $500 million company. I had no idea Mega will be in the stock market. No idea. But I had one idea that every day I was having a lot of fun. I was enjoying myself. And I used to go to work. It used to be a lot of fun, a lot of things to do. Machine not working, this not happening, do this, find this, go here, sell this, go to Vietnam, go to Burma. Why not try this? Why not try that? Why not write a software? Why not find a way to do this? So always you had excitement in your eyes. The world was full of new things to do. Always something to try. And not giving up. You try and then you fail and you say sorry and you try again. You get up and you accept your mistake and you don't try to hide it. So my boss doesn't know, I don't care. Yeah, so there was a lot of free spirit. This all happened by chance. I mean, I tell you, this is a chance. Till 2005, I used to live in a rented house with my 3 small sons, and I had a small Toyota or a Honda Civic or something like that. And Subaru I bought later. Yeah, I bought a Subaru second-hand actually. I sold my second-hand Honda Accord. One guy used to do our air conditioning. He used to know I used to love riding cars. So I had an Accord, old one, somewhere. So he said, I'll take your old Honda Accord and I'll give you a Subaru. Actually, he was smart. He bought the car and said, why don't you try? And when I drove it, it was so fun to drive it. Subarus are very small cars, they're about 2000 cc, they're 4-wheel drive, and they're fun cars. They're rally cars, and they're damn fun to drive. They're so quick. And I used to love it. He said, okay, you give me, that time, 400,000, maybe, I don't know, $10,000, $8,000 or $6,000, something like that. $5,000, $6,000 extra. I'll take your old car. You take this, you give me $5,000, $6,000. I got sold on it. I said, wow, this is so nice. So I bought it. So I drove that for nearly 10, 12 years till I broke my collarbone. I had an accident one night, going back late night, going back home. I say it's not my fault, but people say it's your fault, but I say it's not my fault. But it is not my fault. It was raining and there's a road going down, and sometimes God also, like you say, God is there. He tells you. So when I was going down like this, there was an accident that happened just 2 minutes before me. A van, another car, and some people lying on the road, and I was coming on this lane. So 1, 2, 3. I couldn't go out of the third, so I went behind the van. I broke my collarbone. Nothing happened, I broke my collarbone. And collarbone actually repairs. But after that, I stopped driving. I stopped driving at night and stopped drinking and driving also. And I always took cab. It took me an accident to learn. Can you imagine? So I didn't learn for a long time till I had an accident. Because before that, I never had an accident. I used to go home all the time. I was very lucky. So I was very, very lucky. I used to tell people, oh, see, I don't gamble, I don't play cards, I don't do anything. So I'm very lucky. But luck runs out. And I was stupid. I realized much later I should have never done it. So now I realize it's too late. So I stopped driving. But yeah, you're right. I used to have a Subaru. But these are only very recently. It's only 5, 10 years ago. So what I was telling you is you don't know in life where you get. Sometimes we plan too much. So people, did you plan all this? No, I did not plan this. But did you stop doing the good thing? No, you didn't stop doing the right things. And you did more and more of the same thing, and you did a lot more, and you got better at it. Much better at it. From capsule manufacturing to going out and selling your own brands, to going to Vietnam and Burma and Cambodia, to starting distribution there. So you did a lot more things in the same area, and you become better and better at it. So I think all of you, wherever you are, you can do magic with what you're doing. If you have a dream, if you dream about doing good, dream about making the customer happy, making it wonderful, so the magic can happen. So there's a lot all of us can do in our lives. So sometimes you read all these management books and they say, this guy had look at this, such a great plan. He planned to become rich. But that's only afterward. When you see somebody has a big house, you don't know how he got the big house. They had no idea. They did something they enjoyed a lot. Unless if you cheat and lie and smuggle, I don't know. I don't do that. I have no idea. But I'm not doing smuggling and I'm not doing robbing. I'm not a robber. I don't cheat. I'm not into politics. I don't know. But I think if you have a passion and a love of what you're enjoying yourself every day, and when you wake up in the morning, you want to go to work, you want to enjoy yourself, and then some magic happens. So for me, it happened. I don't know about other people. For me, that's how it happened. I'm an engineer. I'm not from the pharmaceutical industry. I was not born a pharmacist. My father's a chemical engineer. And I was lucky. He joined up with Lupin to put a factory in Thailand, but there was a small plant, 2 machine making capsules. And they couldn't make capsules, so they sent me there. Go and have a look, engineer, 1986. And look what happened. But when I started, there was nothing. There was only 2 machine making, trying to make some cod liver oil and all these kind of capsules. That's all we were doing. We had 10 people. And nobody gave me a book and said, your strategy is after 20 years you have to become a brand called Mega We Care. So do it. No, but you build on it. So life takes you on a journey. Enjoy the journey. Love it, enjoy it. And none of us have the same good luck. Our luck is different. God, I can't have yours, you can't have mine. So I was lucky my father went to Thailand. I don't know why, but he went to Thailand 42 years ago. So somebody told him, come. He took him to Thailand to put industries. So otherwise he would be in India. He wouldn't have gone. So he went there, I went there, I went back there, and this happened. So that's luck. I have no role in it. But after that, what happened is something that you have to try and make it happen. So that's also luck plus what you do with life. So that's it, my friend. That's my story. That's how my story is. You know the story now very well. But anyway, this is not about my story. I was just telling you something that. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been lovely to see you all, and great honor, a real pleasure to meet you all once again. And I'm positive we'll meet again in better days and still smile, laugh, and have a party together again. So wish you all the best and hope you stay healthy. Don't worry too much. Don't get too stressed out. Nothing will change. Enjoy the moment. You are all Buddhist, a lot of you here, and whatever you are, religions you follow. But I think every religion tells you God is for everybody, not only for you. So I'm sure He has to look after everybody. And I'm sure we'll find ways to make life better. So let's try and let's give it a good try. So thank you once again. Thank you all.